as you look at Texas A&M's games, particularly in Big 12 play, with the exception of when they went to Kansas State and got beat pretty handily, almost every game has been like this, including their loss to Texas at Texas and their game against Kansas last week. It's just been a possession game where it's hard to get anything easy in the paint, and that was the case again this afternoon. But our guys competed, and I don't fault them for their effort. We had some execution breakdowns at times, and we had some times where we just flat out missed shots. And when their defensive plan is designed to muddy up the lane like it is, you're going to have to make a few shots to loosen that up. And we weren't able to do that consistently enough to pull away from them when the game was close. We finally hit a couple that got us back in it, and we shoot 25% in the second half, and it's a one-point game with a couple minutes left. So that's a credit to what we're doing in other parts of the game to be in that position.
Second straight game, Craig and Marquez kind of struggle from the floor. What's it going to take for them to kind of get back to being themselves?
Well, it's what I told them in the locker room is if you continue to do things the same, you expect similar results. So you got to change something. So whether it's getting a few more shots up, whether it's maybe in some cases we might just have to take a day off. We've rode these guys pretty hard this year from a minute standpoint and what we've asked them to do. And there's no one in the world more upset than they are right now. And I just left Craig Brackens in the locker room, and he's very distraught because he's invested a lot. And when you invest a lot, you expect results. And as I told the team today, sometimes you work your tail off, you do everything right, and it doesn't come out the way you want it. And that's life. But what we can't do is hang our heads and feel sorry for ourselves. I know for sure that won't do us any good on Wednesday.
Do you sense this was the most emotional of the close losses?
Yeah. I think so, because the crowd continues to support us, and these guys really care.
With the three-point shooting, is it the same thing as with Craig and Marquez, and you just got to change something up to get a different result?
Craig's career three-point percentage is probably in the high 20s. So.
Oh no, I mean for the team shooting the threes. The same principle. Change something up to get a different result.
Yeah, I mean, Scott's looks were good, all 5 of them, and it's the same guy that was knocking them down the other night. Deontay's been shooting it with more confidence, and I've given him a little bit more rope to shoot that shot because he's continued to shoot it well in practice, and he's making good decisions when to shoot it and when not to. But a lot of those threes we got are pretty wide open shots, and when you're 15 seconds into the shot clock and you get that shot, you probably have to take it. We might have to use a little bit better judgment early in the shot clock, and that's something we'll evaluate on film.
Do you sense this team's on the verge of a breakout or anything? I mean, after so many close losses, that it just seems like there's got to be something.
I hope so, because they deserve it. They really do. I mean, this team is they've really stuck together, and I didn't like the way we played the first 15 minutes against Oklahoma State. Neither did anybody that watched it. Neither did they. But we worked hard to correct that the last couple of days to make sure that wouldn't happen again. It didn't happen today. But you need the bounce of the ball once in a while. You need Lady Luck to shine on you, and then you just got to keep working it hard and hope that sooner or later your hard work will pay off with the bounce going your way once in a while. And it's my job and our job as a coaching staff to keep these guys believing in themselves, because it's hard for me, and I'm 45. They're 18, 19, and 20, and it's a little more difficult for them.
Coach, 0 points coming off the bench. What's that say about the guys that were out there as well?
Well, we went with the starters a lot this afternoon, and that wasn't anything that was predetermined on my part. I just felt like this afternoon that group seemed to play the best together, and Deontay was playing well, and Scott was hitting some shots early, and so it was tougher to get Chris in the game, and we needed Marquez's length because of who Texas A&M was playing in the front line, and it was difficult to go small because of how big their front line is. So we pretty much needed Ham and Craig out there, and we use LaRon in that, because of foul trouble the first half, and hopefully he keeps working hard and we get him back in the lineup.
You said for LaRon to be able to be back on the floor, he had to earn your trust again. He played 4 minutes today. What did he do to kind of regain some of that footing?
I mean, I've told him all along that, I'm only going to play him in an emergency situation until I totally trust him. And he's, he's practiced well. He's doing the things academically that he needs to do to catch up from what he missed from being home so long. And, those things have to be priorities in his life, and I have to make sure he learns that.
Last question for Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.